Okay, so you might be thinking about starting a pressure washing business, or maybe you've already got one and you see your favorite pressure washing YouTubers out there just hanging out, driving around, talking about all the big money jobs they get and how they're absolutely crushing it. And they're not really telling you the truth. They're not showing you the entirety of what is going on in their lives or their business. Because the truth is, there is a nasty side to owning a pressure washing business, running a pressure washing business, having a successful and healthy pressure washing business. And today we're going to discuss some of those things. And I'm not going to talk about the typical stresses of running a business. What I'm going to talk about is the bigger picture stuff, the things that you may not have thought about yet, and the things that a lot of other pressure washing channels don't talk about because they don't have any experience, because they haven't been around but a couple years. And while there is tremendous value learning from anybody and everybody that you can, pulling out the best bits and pieces of information for your business. And I think it's really important that we keep it real here, because I think a lot of what you see isn't entirely truthful. And if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Mike Fadan, and I have run and sold multiple six-figure home service businesses over the past 22 years. And yes, I have a YouTube channel that's about helping home service industry professionals grow their business. I also have a library of both free and pay-to-play training programs. I am the co-founder of Quote IQ, a CRM for the home service industry. I still run a home service business, and I'm in the trenches every single day. I know what it takes to run successful businesses. And one of the most important things, besides having grit, determination, and the will to succeed, is the infrastructure to ensure that all happens. And that's why we created Quote IQ. And that's why we're offering it to you for $1 for the first month. So you can try any tier you want, including the ultimate tier with InstaQuote and self-schedule and all the other amazing features that are not available in any other app. So check it out at myquoteiq.com. Okay, so one of the first things that you are going to need to understand is that in the beginning of your business, it's going to be very exciting because you're out there, you're building something you created, right? And you're probably making more money now than you ever have in your entire life. And it's exciting, lots of energy, things are going well, right? And it's not always easy. And I'm never going to paint that picture. It can be hard, and customers aren't just going to find you. There is a lot of hard work that goes into it, and there is a lot of sacrifice, but there's also a lot of satisfaction in that hard work. And if you keep it up, you're relentless, you don't quit, things will continue to get better. Things will continue to grow. You're going to get more customers. Word of mouth starts kicking in. The work that you're doing on your website, your business profile, on your Google profile, you start seeing the momentum. You can feel it, right? And you know that you're doing all the right things. You're moving in the right direction. And maybe in year one, maybe it's year two, like I said, it doesn't happen overnight, but these things will come if you are dedicated to it. And maybe in a couple years, right, you can stop, you can take a deep breath, you can look at where you came from, right? Pat yourself on the back that you've made it this far, because that is a monumental task. Year one, year two, year three. And now you've got a bunch of customers. You've got those repeat customers, that recurring revenue that we want. You're driving your customer acquisition costs down. Your lifetime value of the customers is going up. You're more efficient than you've ever been. You've implemented systems and processes and standard operating procedures to help increase profitability, decrease the workload on you. Things are going good, right? But then it dawns on you, what are you going to do next? And this is something that you really have to think about. And it's something that nobody is talking about. But you do have to think, what's next? So you spent a while building this thing, this business, getting to where it is now. Maybe you don't have the same energy. Maybe you don't have the same passion that you did when you were first starting out. It's normal, because this is hard work, right? Early mornings, late nights. You're the only one responsible for getting the jobs. You're the one that's responsible for paying the bills and putting the food on the table, getting the work done, doing all the admin work. These things are very stressful, but you've worked hard and things have kind of settled in, right? And this is when you need to ask yourself that question: what's next? Do you just continue on status quo, content with where you are? And if that's the case, that is absolutely fine. So you just put it in cruise control, and then you've got what, another 20 or 30 years of pressure washing houses and driveways? Or maybe you want to add some people on, add some additional trucks, equipment, start to scale the business. Again, that's not for everybody, but if that's the direction you want to take, that's the direction you're going to take. Then you need to act in a way that's going to get you to that point, right? Achieve those goals that you set. So whichever direction you choose to take, there is something that you really need to think about, and that is the future, both mentally and physically. And these are the things that we don't ever hear anybody talking about, but these are the things that we need to plan for, because we will have to contend with them at some point in the future. So first, let's talk about the pros and the cons from the psychological or the mental aspect of it, the mental point of view. And yeah, I know a lot of guys love getting out there every single day, fresh air, knocking out jobs, going from house to house. Every job is different, right? But there is still the monotony, the grind. And sure, you get that with any job. But then ask yourself, do you want to be doing this every single day for the next 10, 15, 20 years? And there are a lot of guys that do want to do that. And I firmly believe that there is a lot of value and a lot of good things that can happen when you go the slow and steady way. But you have to prepare yourself for the monotony and ask yourself if you can see yourself doing this for the next 20 years, both mentally and physically, right? Right now, you're thinking, yeah, of course I can, but you're probably young, you're really strong, you're healthy, right? But with age and time and years of this manual labor, all these things, they do take their toll, right? You got to eat right, you got to stay healthy, doing the little things like putting on sunscreen and hydration, things that a lot of people don't think about, all can have a huge impact on how long you're going to be able to continue on as you are now. Of course, you're going to get slower, you're going to get tired faster. This is all part of being human. And when you're young, you don't think about it. You don't think you're ever going to get to that point. Mentally, you think that you can continue on forever and ever. And as an older gentleman, I attest, I still mentally feel like I'm 18 years old. But that's just not the case. And these are the things that not many people talk about. But at some point, reality is going to kick in and you're going to have to face this head on. So, what are you doing to prepare for that? Okay. So, if you've made it this far, comment below. I'm ready if you're prepared for the future, or if you haven't even thought about it, you're just taking it day by day, building the business. Just comment, not yet. Okay. So, let's talk about the future. Now, one of the first things that I think everybody needs to do is to continually get better, get smarter, invest in yourself, invest with education and knowledge, expand your mind and expand your offerings as well. This is going to be one of the things that you can do that is going to make you more valuable and make you more money, which can help you invest in your business, in your marketing, and the growth of your business. And first, I'll talk about the education aspect. Obviously, you want to get as good as you can at the things you do every single day. You want to look at other services as well, other things that you can offer, right? And get as good as you can at those. And this is not by doing it the hard way. It's by investing time and money sometimes to get as good as you can, as quickly as you can, to increase the value you're offering to your customers. And then you get to charge them accordingly. You also should invest both your time and your energy into the financial planning of your business and your life, right? Thinking about the future. And with the added services, the higher profit margins because of your efficiency, you're going to have extra money to put away for retirement, maybe to invest. They say the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The next best time, it's today. So if you're not already setting money aside for your future, for your retirement, start doing it now. Another thing I would suggest is talk to a financial advisor, get an accountant. These are not expensive things to do, but these are professionals that can point you in the direction of where you need to be and what you need to do to get there. Now, another thing that a lot of people don't think about is health insurance, life insurance. And yes, these are expenses, but these are things that you have to have. No one expects to get sick. Nobody expects to die. But if you're not prepared, you could be in a world of hurt as far as medical bills go if you get sick. And if you die, well, you're just out of luck, but you want to take care of your family. And obviously, there are some expenses, hiring an accountant, hiring a financial advisor, doing these things, but it's essential, right? But when you start adding additional services, right, you're increasing your service offering, even expanding into other things, it's going to give you the ability to get a little bit more cushion, right? And having multiple income streams, that's a very good thing. And it's almost like a little insurance policy, but there are a lot of different directions that you can go. But I encourage you to not pigeonhole yourself into just one service, right? And then I want you to ask yourself, do you have another 15 or 20 years doing this one thing, right? Or providing this one set of services? And for me, and I'm sure for you too, that sounds like a pretty terrible thing, like going to a factory and standing on an assembly line with a rivet gun and doing the same thing every single day for your entire life. That is not what I want to do. I want to enjoy the rewards of my hard work that I put in building what I built. And I don't want this to come across as some doom and gloom message, because that's not at all what it is. This is a reality check. This is for the people that aren't looking 10, 15, 20 years down the road, right? They're looking at today, at this week, at this month, at this year. And if you're not looking towards the future, it's very difficult for you to plan, right? So start planning today. Set goals for your business, set goals for yourself, and set goals for your financial health as well. Maybe it's as simple as putting a couple $100 a week in an account that you never touch. Maybe it's putting a percentage of every single job in an account that funds your marketing efforts. Because if you're not marketing, if you're not selling, you're not growing. And growth equates to revenue, which also gives you the opportunity to make different decisions than if you were just barely scraping by and living job to job. So I guess the bottom line here, you got to figure out what your end game is, right? Once your business is stable, think about how to invest your earnings, whether it's saving for retirement, maybe opening up a new business, or setting aside money for a vacation, personal goals, a new truck, whatever the case is. But please make smart financial decisions. Having a plan is going to help motivate you through those tough days when hoses break, when machines go down, when it's 105 degrees outside and you're busting your ass. Those days suck, but there is hope if you have a plan. And so, how do we achieve this? By staying motivated, always learning, always getting better, diversifying what we're offering, right? Having a long term success plan in place. And remember, the key to longevity in the home service industry, it's not just about the physical work, but it's also maintaining your mental and your financial health. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.